Anyway, on matters tech and innovation, for a long time, local fashion trends have been dominated by Western and other foreign designers, with online platforms enabling access to foreign markets. The trend, coupled with social media influence, has created a sense of diminished self-esteem in many young ladies. This is what pushed Usiku Games, a Kenyan tech company, to develop a game targeting Kenyan ladies called BeYoutiful. This week on the Innovator segment, Brian Georgetano tells us more of what went into making the web-based app happen.
Trendy hair, dressing, skin tones and latest shoes are dear to many young women. So much so that some will go to extents of doing plastic surgery and skin bleaching to get the perfect body shape while ascribing to the latest dress codes and design trends. In the recent past, that narrative has been changing as there is more acceptance of African wear. Perhaps this could get better with the introduction of the BeYoutiful web game. And of course, today we are at Usiku Games in Westlands. We want to find out what innovations they have and the social impact it's having in the community. I caught up with Alex. Hi, Alex.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm well.
What do we have here?
Welcome to Usiku Games. This is a 6,000 square feet gaming center.
Okay.
And this is where Usiku Games does its innovation in terms of games. I'm glad to have you here. Today we're going to discuss BeYoutiful.
Okay.
BeYoutiful is a dress-up game that is targeting the African girl child.
Okay.
And this game is meant to restore the confidence and the self-esteem that has been lost through the Western fashion sense.
Wow. Let's see what we have. So how can you access and play the game?
We go to the section for the headwear, and we're able to choose which. Actually, for the lady, she's the one to choose what she wants. So you can see the different headwears here. She can choose braids, you know, the usual calcets that I saw my mom with in the 80s. Yeah, the locks. More ladies are playing it, and they're relating with it. So whatever feedback we're getting on how to improve, you know, based on probably availing more designs for them, you know, that they can embrace, as we've talked about, you know, the exotic and the local kind of designs, but make it more African, make it more appealing to the African culture, yeah, rather than, you know, looking west, because that is where we're moving away from.
However, this is not the first innovation the Game Development Hub has come up with. Many more are in their catalogue, ostensibly to spur social action.
Usiku Games is using gamification for purposes of social good. What we are different from the other gaming companies that we've seen, we're sort of like trying to solve social problems that are affecting the communities. For instance, we have a game for conservation here that is called Seedball. So we're working together with Seedball Kenya Limited. So Seedball Kenya Limited has been, you know, getting the seeds and going to areas that have been deforested, and, you know, just planting the seeds there. They put them in a charcoal so that they can last longer. So when they spread them with the aeroplane, they're able to last on the ground until the rains come, and then now the soil just absorbs them.
Citing other black women who have made it, Alex now posits that Kenyan and African women at large need to feel better for themselves, as beauty doesn't have a linear definition. With the involvement of tech in fashion, the Kenyan and the African girl child in general can now feel good in what they wear at the affordable rates they can get. For the Innovator this week on KTN News, I am Brian George Otieno.
Oh, amazing. Indeed. And African wear is cool. Maybe we should try it also on the show. On Fridays, we should start this Friday. African wear, right? Anyway, moving on swiftly.